Amit Chatterjee, a resident of West Bengal, was working in a government position with the railways in Rewari, Haryana, some 1500 kilometers away. His family still lived in his village. After a few months, he decided to move his family in with him. To this end, Amit set out to find a room. He found a room at a low price, but the owner had kept 2 months' advance. Only a month had passed since Amit had been living with his family, when the room and the landlord began to show their true colors. The landlord even suggested he leave his village for 10-15 days, but Amit ignored his advances. Then, a series of events unfolded, one that would surely make your blood run cold. This is a truly chilling story from 1987, shared with us by Sarthak. Let me reiterate this. This story will truly chill your spine. You can see a screenshot of the email sent by Sarthak in the video. Sarthak Bite told me, "Brother, please change my name. I don't want to reveal my identity." So, obviously, I changed his real name. As I mentioned, Amitji worked in the railway department in Rewari, Haryana. Amitji's family consisted of his wife and 2 sons. Sarthak was the eldest son, and he had a younger brother. After working for a few days in Rewari, Amitji was transferred to Delhi in 1987. At this time, Sarthak Bhai was 4 years old, and his brother was 2 years old. Amitji thought, why not bring the family to Delhi? First, it would take care of their food and drink, and then Sarthak's schooling would also begin. Delhi has good schools. With all this in mind, Amitji started looking for a house here, and finally, they found a room in Gandhinagar, Delhi. The room was a little small, but they got it at a very low price. Another reason for choosing this room was that Sarthak's aunt lived in the street behind Amit's rented house. At that time, the landlord asked Amit for a 2-month advance, and he paid it without a second thought. He figured, well, my sister lives there, and if there's a problem or I'm out for work, they'll be there to take care of my family. After making all these calculations, he finalized the room and moved to Delhi with his family. So, let's understand the layout of this house. As soon as you entered the house, there was a large open area in front of you. The landlord had placed 3 or 4 cots there. Along the side of that open area were large jamun and mango trees. After passing the mango tree, the landlord lived in the quarters on the left. Just opposite, on the right, was a room where his son would occasionally stay. His son worked in the US, and whenever he came to Delhi, he would stay in that room. Otherwise, it was permanently locked. Now, when we climbed up the stairs, there was a large corridor. There were 2 rooms in that corridor. One room was locked, and Amitji had taken the other for himself. Currently, there was no separate kitchen or bathroom in the flat. There was a large room, on one side of which he set up his kitchen. The bathroom was downstairs, where the landlord's house was located. The bathroom was next to that, so he had to go downstairs to use the bathroom. I hope the layout is clear to you now. Well, while Amitji was looking at this room, he told his sister about it. His sister had told him, "We've heard a lot about that room, so look for someone else." But Amitji ignored it. He was a very practical man. His biggest concern was that it was available at a low price. The second one is nearby, near my sister's house. So if I have to go out, they'll take care of it. Because of these 2 factors, Amit ignored everything else. When Amit's family moved here from Kolkata, it was February. It was getting a little cold in Delhi. The landlord and his wife were also elderly and were happy that now someone would come and live with them, so they would feel better. Their son also comes from the US, once every 2 or 3 years. But this landlord had kept a very important secret from Amit, and they would suffer the consequences of that later. For the first 2 or 3 days after moving into this house, Sarthak's mother felt a little uneasy. Some people are very sensitive to energy, so they realize that something is wrong here. But then, they thought it might be due to the stress of traveling from Kolkata to Delhi and moving house. Amit had also taken 3 or 4 days off for the same reason, but his office resumes on the 5th day. That day, Amit had to travel from Delhi to Rewari for some paperwork. He told his wife, "I might be back by 10 or 11 there." With that, Amit left the house for office. Sarthak's mother wondered, "What am I going to do here alone? I should take the kids and go to my aunt's house." Sarthak's mother, his younger brother, and Sarthak, all three go straight to their aunt's house early in the morning after his father leaves for office. They spend the entire day at their aunt's house, having fun and passing the time. Then, it's 7 in the evening. Sarthak's mother has to cook dinner, so she takes the children back home. After washing her hands and feet, Sarthak's mother sits down to cook. Well, right next to their room, on the corridor wall, there was a small bulb. Sarthak's mother had the main gate open and a curtain covering the door. She had set the gas stove near the gate and was sitting on the cot cooking. She had been cooking for about 5 to 7 minutes when Sarthak's mother glanced at the main gate. She saw a shadow on the curtain hanging there. She saw someone walking past their room. As they walked past, their shadow fell on the curtain. Sarthak's mother immediately went out to see who it was. As soon as she got out, she realized that someone had entered the adjacent room upstairs, which I mentioned at the beginning, was locked. She felt that way. Sarthak's mother wondered who had come upstairs at this time. She quietly walked over to the room and saw that it was locked. Then he thought that perhaps Sarthak's father had come upstairs and might have left some of his belongings behind. So he went back to get them. Thinking this, Sarthak's mother returned to her room. Now, there were no phones at that time, so he could immediately call Sarthak's father and ask where he was. Auntie was busy cooking dinner. An hour and a half later, Sarthak's father returned from Rewari. When he got inside, his mother asked, "When did you come upstairs? Where did you disappear after that?" Sarthak's father asked, "What are you talking about?" "I just came back from Rewari. I'm right in front of you." Then Sarthak's mother told Amitji everything. Amitji said, "You must be imagining it," and ignored it. He was very tired, so everyone ate dinner and went to bed. But Sarthak's mother couldn't sleep. All night, she felt as if someone was walking slowly down the corridor. Well, that night passed somehow. The next day, when Sarthak's father left for office, his mother told Sarthak to take care of his brother. "I'll be back downstairs after washing the clothes." Sarthak's 2-year-old brother was sleeping in the living room, and Sarthak was taking care of him. His mother was washing clothes downstairs near the bathroom. A moment later, something happened, causing Sarthak to come screaming in fear. When he came downstairs, he saw a lady sitting on the cot in front of him, and his mother standing and talking to her. Hearing Sarthak's screams, his mother arrived. "What's wrong?" Sarthak replied, "Mom, I'm sitting upstairs with my brother." Hearing this, his mother was terrified. In the old days, when children misbehaved or didn't eat, their parents or grandparents would scare them by telling them, "Eat, or Falna will come. Eat, or he will come." Similarly, when Sarthak lived in West Bengal, His mother would sometimes scare him by telling him to eat, or How would come. Here, How refers to a ghost. His mother used to say that How catches children who misbehave and takes them away. Sarthak's mother was terrified. She ran back into the room. She saw her younger son sitting on the bed, quietly looking ahead and laughing. It seemed as if someone was sitting in front of him and talking to the child. As soon as the mother saw this, she picked up her child and took Sarth back downstairs. She asked the landlord, "Auntie, is there anyone upstairs?" She meant, "Is there some problem in this house?" The landlady then came back for a while. She remains silent and then says, "No, there's no problem. Maybe the child saw something." Sarthak's mother doesn't go back into that room. She washes the clothes downstairs, hangs them out to dry, and then takes her children straight to her aunt's house. She thought that when Sarthak's father returns, she'll come back with him. When they arrive at her aunt's house and tell her everything, she says, "I already told my brother not to stay there. There's something wrong with that room. I mean, no one can stay there for long. That's why it was lying vacant. You guys got it at a cheap price." Around 7:30 in the evening, Sarthak's father comes home. When he goes upstairs, he sees the front door locked, so he goes back downstairs to his sister's house, where he brings Sarthak's mother and the two brothers back to the room. Okay, understand one more thing. Just behind their house was a narrow alley, and at the very end of the wall, there was a window that opened onto the alley. Near that window, there was a table and chair propped against the wall. The landlord had said that the people who lived there previously had a table and chair, so you can use them. Okay, don't worry about this at all. And Sarthak's mother wasn't feeling well either. She constantly felt as if someone was roaming around in the room, watching them all. After lunch, both brothers would go to sleep. Sarthak's mother, after finishing all the household chores, would go to sleep next to her children around 4 p.m. It was cold, so she had pulled the blanket over herself. Sarthak's mother was sleeping soundly. It wasn't until about 2 hours later that they realized someone had gently pulled the blanket away from her. As soon as the sheet moved, she sat up. She was already feeling incredibly scared. She opened the gate and peeked into the corridor, but there was no one there. She thought she might have been dreaming. It had just gotten dark, and Sarthak's mother was preparing dinner. As she sat near the gate, she heard someone knock on the window on the wall. She got up from her seat and started toward the window to open it. But as she reached the window, she remembered that they lived on the first floor. There was no chance someone would come from the alley behind and knock on the window. As soon as this thought crossed her mind, her body began to shiver. Just then, a growl came from the window. The growl was full of anger. Sarthak's mother ran from her room, screaming in fear. Hearing their screams, the landlord had also come out. They told the landlord everything, and he asked, "Tell me one thing, where are the children?" Sarthak's mother replied, "The children are upstairs." They all ran back to the room. When they went inside, they saw Sarthak sitting on the bed, crying loudly. "Mom, how did he come? How did he come? He will take us with him." As soon as the landlord heard the child say this, they both came down and returned. Sarthak's mother came from hiding, and she was also very angry with the landlord. She left the room again to vent her anger. As soon as she came out and reached the corridor, she saw that someone had just entered the adjacent room. She took both the children down to the landlord's room and started shouting at him. "You didn't tell us there was anyone upstairs. This room is not safe. It's not like we see someone every day. The landlords were elderly. They tremblingly told Sarthak's mother, "No, dear, it's nothing like that. He must have seen the cat. Our house is perfectly fine. Why are you saying this?" Sarthak's mother then declared, "We won't stay here even for a second." She took the two children and returned to her aunt's house. When their father returned from work, he found the house locked. They arrived at their aunt's house, and Sarthak's mother began yelling at Amit. "We can't live in that house," she said. "You go to work. We have to endure it. Either change the room or send us back to West Bengal." Sarthak's father then replied, "It's only been 7 or 8 days, and we've already paid so much rent in advance. Let at least a month pass. Then we'll take the month's advance and look for another room." That night, Amit persuaded Sarthak's mother to come back home. But what was about to happen the next day will surely send a chill down your spine. The next day was Sunday. Amit hadn't gone to office. Everyone woke up late in the morning, and after a while, Amit went downstairs to take a shower. Sarthak and his brother were still lying on the bed. Sarthak's mother was sitting near the gas station to prepare breakfast. Her back was facing the bed. Sarthak's mother was preparing his breakfast when suddenly Sarthak fell off the bed. As he fell, Sarthak cried out, "Mom, you pushed me." Before his mother could understand, Sarthak began screaming even louder. She woke him up and tried to calm him down. And while Sarthak's mother was trying to calm him down, he heard a woman's voice near his ear. The woman was saying, "Get out of here, or I'll kill everyone." Hearing this, Sarthak's mother picked him up and ran downstairs. As she was walking down the corridor and descending the stairs, she realized someone had pushed her from behind. She fell down the stairs with Sarthak. She tried desperately to save him, but his head hit the ground, slightly cutting itself. His father, hearing the screams, also ran upstairs. He saw that Sarthak was bleeding profusely. He scolded her, saying, "You can't handle a child." Then Sarthak's mother tried to explain what had happened. "I didn't fall on my own." But Amitji didn't listen to his wife. He took Sarthak upstairs, bandaged himself, and everyone was left wondering what to do next. Sarthak's mother started crying, and Uncle became a little concerned, thinking, "I've scolded you so blatantly." He goes and convinces them, and then they decide to spend a few more days there and slowly start looking for rooms. They had dinner at their aunt's house at 7 p.m. today. Sarthak's father says, "Go eat and come back. Get some stuff packed for me. I have some work to do." Sarthak's mother arrives at his aunt's house with her two children. Sarthak's father needs to write a letter to his parents in his village. Phones weren't available at the time, so he sits down on the table and chair near the wall and begins writing. He begins writing, and just a few seconds later, there's another knock on the window upstairs. Sarthak's father thinks there's another thief. He picks up a stick lying nearby, hits the window hard, and tells them to run away. "We're still at home. We'll call the police," he says. As soon as he did this, the knocking noise subsided. Sarthak's father had opened the window and put up a curtain to let the light shine in. And if any would-be thieves knew there were people inside, it wouldn't be a good idea to go in. But this wasn't a thief, friend. Now listen to what happens. Then, after a while, he felt a strange heaviness in the air around him. He realized someone was standing near the window and staring at him. He got up and pulled back the curtain to see who it was. He saw a girl standing there. Her eyes were wide, her hair slightly covering her face, and her face was terrifying. She was floating in the air, looking into Amit's eyes and saying, "Do you want to get out of here alive or get out of here? Or I'll kill everyone." Seeing all this, Amit's condition worsens. He immediately leaves the room, locks it, and goes straight to his aunt's house. Sarthak's mother asks, "You were working and weren't going to come. What happened?" His father replies, "Nothing. I was just bored alone, so I came here." They return home after dinner that day. The next morning, Sarthak's father goes straight to the landlord and says, "Listen, we can't live here. We're vacating the house immediately." Sarthak's mother asks, "What's wrong with you all of a sudden?" His father replies, "You were the one saying, we need to vacate this house. You don't like it here, so let's leave." His father has no idea. He hadn't told anyone anything. He went straight to the landlord and said, "We've only been here for 9 days. Do one thing, deduct half the month's rent and return the rest. We can't live here." But the landlord said, "No, stay at least for a month. We'll have to find someone else to rent to." Then Sarthak's father said, "No, we can't stay here even for a minute. Just deduct the full month's rent and return the advance we've deposited for 1 month and the security deposit." Then the landlord told Amit, "Send your family to the village for 10-15 days. There's no need to worry about food and drinks. We'll take care of them, and you can stay with us. When you start feeling a little normal, call them back." Amit said, "What are you talking about? They're already in school, everything. How can I send them to the village like this?" And here, they have a minor fight with the landlord. That very day, they move all their belongings into their aunt's house and begin searching for a room there. After 3 or 4 days, they find another room. After moving into the new room, they tell Sarthak's mother everything that happened that day. A few days later, they meet with their aunt's husband and inquire with the people in the surrounding colony about any problems in the house. Then they learn that the landlord had a 23-year-old daughter. The second room upstairs, across the corridor, belonged to her. She was in love with someone and wanted to get married, but the landlord wasn't agreeing. The girl tried many things, but they persisted, and in the meantime, she committed suicide in her room. The girl's parents were so angry that they didn't even perform the last rites properly. Their egos were hurt, and because of this, the boy's spirit haunts the entire house today. People also reported that a few months after this incident, a family moved in. One day, a boy from that family was flying a kite on the rooftop, and while flying, fell from the roof railing. He suffered a head injury and was hospitalized. While in the hospital, the boy said he was pushed from the front, but the injury was so severe that the boy could not survive and died. So, this was the entire story of this house in Gandhinagar, Delhi. Sarthak's father is no longer alive. So, I dedicate this video to him. If you know of any such incident, please send me your story to the email address below. We'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care of yourself.